Taking a look at BAT, you can see we have had that move down to the green box of support I had drawn. You can see every time we have tested this as support, we've had substantial moves to the upside. And back here, when we were testing it as resistance, we had substantial moves to the downside. Zoom in here a little bit and take a better look at what's going on. You can actually see that we're trying to find support in the box, at the bottom of the box at least right now. This really needs to come up here pretty quickly, in my opinion, so that we don't stay down here for very long and start kind of grinding away at this level and break it to the downside. This is also evident if you turn on the Ichimoku cloud and the EMA ribbon. You can see that the EMA ribbon is relatively far away from the price and it is widening. So if the price does stay down here, this could become even wider, and by the time we have our next touch of it, it could very well send us further down. Now you can see here and here we've had pretty decent touches of it, and we even had a little bit of a consolidation in it right here, which is pretty decent. So if we do have a V bottom somewhere like this and then retest the 786 as support, we could very well break the EMA ribbon to the upside. But at that point we'll be fighting the Ichimoku cloud, although the Ichimoku cloud has gotten a lot thinner here, which is a good sign. So if we do break this to the upside, we could very well fight these levels kind of like this, a little bit of consolidation, and then move upwards. Take a look at the 4-hourly chart. You can see we've been interacting with the EMA ribbon quite a bit throughout this move. Here it almost looked like we were about to break it to the upside, but ultimately got rejected at the top of the Ichimoku cloud. Here we had a bit of a fake out to the upside and ultimately started trading lower. But again, as I've mentioned, it's a good sign that we have tested this EMA ribbon quite a bit throughout this range, because the more often we test it, the more likely we are to break it to the upside. Ichimoku cloud is also relatively thin here, so if we do see that V bottom, we really need to trade above this Ichimoku cloud here, especially since it's pretty thin right here, because if we stay down here like this is starting to get wider, as you can see, and the wider the Ichimoku cloud is, the stronger it is usually. If we cannot manage to hold this green box of support to the upside, our next move will likely be at this red line, which marks these previous highs right here within this range. And ultimately, if we can't hold this either, we'll likely move all the way down to this red line, or somewhere between the red line and the 1618 on the fib. This is coming from the head and shoulders pattern right here. As I mentioned in my previous video, you can do something like this and extrapolate the price data downward, and you can see it targets this zone. So to sum things up, we really need to find a bounce out of here relatively quickly. If we do, we can probably expect some resistance around the 786 region. But at this point, hopefully we will retest it as support and then make our way to the 618 to kind of start chipping away at this level to the upside. You can see that the Ichimoku cloud is currently within this range as well. So we definitely have a good amount of resistance above us. And ultimately, if we do break this to the upside and test it as support, likely our next move will be back at this red box of resistance that we really need to start kind of chipping away at so we can break it to the upside. Here you can see we've already had 2 tests of it, so our third one could break it to the upside, again, especially if we start consolidating within it. And this red box is sitting around $1. The 618 is sitting around 75 cents. So those are the 2 levels, in my opinion, that we need to keep an eye on. If we can't manage to hold this box of support, we'll likely move all the way down to this red line, which captures this previous high that I just mentioned. This line is sitting at around 27 cents. And if we can't hold this, we'll likely move down to this pocket right here between the 1618 and the red line that I had drawn. This range is anywhere between 16 cents and 18 cents. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.